Government presented and discussed two options for the expansion of the Terence B. Lettsome International Airport at the East End Long Look Community Center and at the Cultural Center in Road Town. Minister for Natural Resources and Labor the Honorable Kedrick Pickering told the meeting that the territory's ports are sovereignty issues and it is essential to do what is important for the country. Walter Barrett has this report.
The issue of airlift into and out of the territory has been a concern for years, and looking into the future with news such as the withdrawal of American Eagle from Puerto Rico come next year, the development of the Terence B. Lettsome International Airport becomes a must. This was the backdrop that Dr. Pickering, Minister for Natural Resources and Labor, used as the driving force behind the public meeting on Tuesday evening, during which time he said that the airport development project is necessary for the growth of the economy.
Looking forward to the future development of our country 20-25 years down the road, we have no choice but to build and improve our airport facilities. And if you have any doubts about what is happening in the world around you, if you didn't see it, yesterday's Daily News on the front page, American Eagle pulling out. If you haven't seen it or if you haven't heard it yet, front page, yesterday, Daily News, that come March 2013, American Eagle is no more. So all the flights to St. Thomas, St. Croix, it's going to close its hub in San Juan. And so American Eagle will be no more. I think your minds could start drifting as to exactly what that means for us in the Virgin Islands. If we are going to move forward, we've come to a point in our development where our airport and its development is critical for us as a country if our economy is going to grow.
During the public meeting, Managing Director of the BVI Airport Authority, Denniston Fraser, brought the crowd up to speed with the airport expansion project, stating that government has two options for the airport's expansion, which were options 4 and 6, the latter of which government is leaning more heavily toward, according to Dr. Pickering. There were several concerns raised after the presentations, many regarding the cost of such a major development and other questions around the impact such a project would have on the environment at Beef Island.
Now, if you look at the current expansion on the, I guess that's number 6 on the bottom one, then what will be the flight height exclusion zone? Where will that extend there, and where the entrance is right by the Sprat Rock into Trellis Bay by the Cardinal Buoy that marks the current entrance, would seem to me there's going to be a real problem with the exclusion zone, which runs another, I don't know how many feet, but would go way up before a boat that is the height that most of the boats are that enter Trellis Bay will be able to come in. So how are they going to be able to enter the bay?
When all this analysis is done, I heard the minister saying that we forecast that the airport is going to be able to pay for itself. With all due respect, Minister, I have serious doubts. Very few airports in busy places pay for themselves. I tack on the sovereignty business and all the other little prestige things to that. And yes, we might be willing to allow it to lose some money. But how much money can we afford to let it lose? So, I think when we get to the serious analysis, and I know, Mr. Minister, you're not going to do anything rash.
In response to the many concerns raised during the meeting, Minister Pickering made it clear that government has already decided it will go forward with the expansion of the airport, and all that is left to be worked out are the details of the project.
I want to again emphasize that the government has made a decision to move ahead with the development of the airport. Whether the airport turns out to be 7,000 feet, 6,000 feet, those details, those are questions that I cannot answer at this point in time. I want to again emphasize and re-emphasize that as the minister responsible for this subject and as the minister responsible at this point in time for the protection of our natural resources and the environment, that I will do nothing that would adversely impact the environment of this country. I want to assure you of that.
Dr. Pickering also assured that the option with the least environmental impact was the one that government would choose. The Minister for Natural Resources went on to say that the BVI has reached a fork in the road where decisions must be made, and these decisions, he said, cannot be left up to others to make.
We've got to make some critical decisions. My colleague signed a memorandum, a heads of term agreement this afternoon with the Disney Group to move forward with the cruise ship pair development. You heard the statistics. We either do it or we don't. We've got to make decisions.
Dr. Bernie Harrigan is continuing to conduct a social impact assessment on the wider community, while Cross Manning is undertaking the environmental impact assessment for the project, which will be completed in April. This is Walter Barrett for JTV News.